Can I tell you a secret? There's a perfect agency niche hiding in almost every town, and most people completely ignore it because it looks too boring. If you're struggling to pick a niche for your agency, you're probably overthinking it. Because the businesses that are the easiest and the most profitable to work with usually aren't the flashy ones that everyone online seems to talk about. Instead, they're the boring local businesses that nobody pays attention to. Businesses like garage door companies, tree services, junk removal. These are not sexy businesses, but they are ridiculously easy to get as clients compared to the crowded niches like plumbers and roofers and dentists that every beginner chases. And the simple truth is that most new agency owners would get clients way faster if they stopped trying to pick impressive sounding niches and focused instead on picking the easy ones. I learned this the hard way. Back in 2015, I spent 3 full months chasing dentist clients. I was delivering custom proposals and follow-ups, the whole thing, and I closed exactly 0 of them. Not even a, hey, let's circle back next quarter. But just a couple weeks later, I had a 20-minute conversation with the guy who happened to fix my garage door, and he ended up hiring me on the spot to handle his lead follow-up and his reviews. Mostly because I was the first marketing person that he'd talked to who didn't sound like every other cold pitch in his inbox. Anyway, that one conversation paid me more than 3 months of chasing dentists. Since then, I've built 3 different 7-figure agencies, worked with over 1,500 small businesses, run thousands of campaigns, and today I do it all as a 1-person agency with 0 employees. And by the end of this video, I'm going to walk you through a 3-part filter that I call the boring goldmine method that tells you exactly which boring niches to chase and which to avoid, plus how to build a list of 50 qualified prospects to message in under an hour using just Google Maps. But first, I need to tell you about a waterfall.
I'm standing in front of about 230 feet of falling water. And the reason that this is so powerful comes down to just one simple reason. All of this water is getting funneled in just one direction through one simple board. If you were, on the other hand, to spread this water flat, it would be just a swamp, and the water would be just dripping over the edge. Same water, but way less power because it's not focused. Picking who you serve works exactly the same way. The agencies that are scattered and stuck and not profitable are spread out, trying to serve every business all across town. The ones who win, well, they pick just one kind of business and pour everything in that direction. And that's what makes it so powerful.
Here's how this usually plays out when you're picking a niche, and you might recognize yourself in this. It's 11 at night, you've got a Google Doc open, you've got 6 different niche lists open, all titled something like Best Agency Niches, nobody knows this, and somehow every YouTuber that you watch sounds equally confident about completely different answers. So every time that you almost choose a niche and you commit to one, you find a reason not to. Too crowded, too hard, too boring, too saturated. One guy in a Reddit thread said that it was dead back in 2022. So you open a new doc and immediately start writing down niches that sound cool on Twitter. Things like AI founders, personal brands, crypto, SaaS, basically the exact people who are the hardest to reach because everyone's already trying to reach them. So you start second guessing yourself again. Is AI too crowded? Are agencies too saturated? What if I pick the wrong niche and have to start over? And so you keep scrolling, you keep reading, you keep watching videos just like this one, and 3 weeks later, you still don't have a niche, and you still don't have a single client. And you're starting to wonder if this agency thing is even for you. But here's the truth and what's really going on. Picking the right niche is just fear dressed up as preparation. Listen to that one again if you have to, because that is the whole trap. The longer you research, the safer it feels. After all, you're not failing, you're just doing your homework. But every hour that you spend picking a niche is an hour that you're not getting clients and getting paid. But don't worry, it gets worse, because most people new to this don't just take too long to pick. In the end, they end up picking the wrong type of niche entirely. They go for niches that sound impressive when somebody asks what you do and who you help, and you desperately don't want to say something like, I help junk removal, or funeral homes, or pest control. So instead you blurt out those proven winners like dentists and chiropractors and lawyers and realtors and restaurants and gyms and HVAC and roofing. But here's the problem. These niches are what we call red oceans. They're swarming with sharks and have entire agency categories built around them. Every dentist out there has now heard every version of "we'll get you more patients" that there is. A realtor sees an unfamiliar area code and immediately assumes that somebody's about to promise her exclusive seller leads. And a roofer's inbox is basically a graveyard of cold emails from people who all sound exactly like you. That is a red ocean. The water's already full of sharks, and you're showing up with a floaty and a business name that you're still not sure about. This is why the right approach here is a move in the complete opposite direction. What you want to do is pick something that is so boring that no other agency wants it. That's the whole reason that this method works, and it breaks down into 3 filters. So let's start with filter number 1, boring beats popular. A boring niche is one that has no agency category built around it. For example, there's no garage door marketing agency with 200 employees. There's no tree service growth podcast with 1 million downloads. Now, there probably should be, but this is exactly the opportunity that I'm talking about here. These business owners don't get pitched regularly. Sometimes they don't even get pitched at all, which means that when you show up, you're not the 15th person this month. You're the only person. Boring also means that you're talking to the owner directly, not some marketing manager or a committee. These business owners aren't behind a desk somewhere reviewing your proposal in between meetings. They're under somebody's sink or stuck up in a tree somewhere trying not to swear in front of a customer. Their whole marketing world is simple. At the end of the day, either a new customer reached out or they didn't. And this is exactly why they answer the phone faster than a random med spa that's been reviewing your proposal internally since sometime last year. This is why when you show up with a system that actually delivers leads and customers and calls and sales, you're not selling marketing. You're solving their actual problem, the main thing that they struggle with and want fixed. Now, I know what you might be thinking right now. Adam, garage doors? That's not why I got into this. I want to work with cool businesses. Believe me, I hear you. So I'm going to come back to that in just a minute because there's a fear underneath that statement that's worth talking about. For now though, just hold on to this. Your first niche is your runway, not your destination. Okay, let's keep going with filter number 2. Maps over ads. A great niche is one where the customer finds that business through Google Maps, not through paid ads. Here's why this matters. When somebody's garage door breaks, they don't sit down and start researching different brands. Instead, they pull out their phone, they type in garage door repair near me, and then they click the top result with the best reviews. That whole decision takes about 30 seconds, tops. That is what makes this a Google Maps niche. The customer is desperate, they're local, and they're skim reading reviews. And you can fix a low Google ranking and a weak review profile in these niches in around 30 days. For example, look at any local search like this one. In a small town like this, you can see the top result has just 81 reviews. The ranking in second place has 17. That second place business isn't a worse business. They probably do great work, but they've got nobody asking for reviews after every job. They've got nobody following up after every job. They've got nobody capturing the missed call when their owner is in someone's backyard with a chainsaw, which, by the way, is a terrible time to answer the phone. Anyway, that gap right there is your entire offer. Okay, filter number 3. The review gap. This is the simplest filter and the one that tells you exactly who to reach out to first. In any Google Maps niche, the businesses with fewer than 50 reviews who haven't replied to the reviews that they do have, well, those are your easiest entry points. Those 2 signals tell you everything. Under 50 reviews means that they're winnable. No owner replies means nobody's managing their online presence. And you put those together and they show you a real business with nobody that's handling their marketing, which means they need someone like you. And here's the part that most people completely miss. You don't have to figure out who needs help. Google Maps literally tells you. The under 50 review profile with no owner replies is a flashing signal that says nobody is handling this. Now, you can do all of this research with Google Maps just by opening Google Maps and typing in one of the boring niches and then scrolling through the results to look for listings with under 50 reviews and no replies. But what I do is use a piece of software called High Level, which is the software I use to run my entire agency. Inside, it's got something called a prospecting tool that allows me to do the same thing in seconds rather than minutes, and also gives me a whole set of extra information, including something called their conversion rate, which is the score that the software gives that predicts the likelihood of these people becoming a client based on the amount of help that they need. Anyway, like I said, you can do this manually just with Google Maps, in which case, in about 45 minutes or so, you're going to have a list of 50 qualified local businesses that nobody else is pitching, and that all need the same exact thing. Now, I want to pause here for a second because I know that starting something like this, you're juggling a lot in your head. I mean, there's hundreds of different niches to consider. There's 1,000 decisions to make. The whole agency build can often feel like a mountain that you got to climb. But I want you to look at what's actually in front of you right now. I mean, you don't need to be a marketing expert to make this work. You don't need years of experience, and you definitely don't need some genius marketing strategy that nobody's ever thought of before. All you need is one guy named Mike with 18 Google reviews, whose entire marketing is being run from an Android phone from 2017. That's it. That's the whole job. Okay, let's keep going, because the whole point of this video is that you walk away today with a niche picked and a list started. So let me come back to those 3 niches that I mentioned at the start: garage door companies, tree services, and junk removal. Every town has them. Owner operated, usually wearing a hoodie or a polo shirt with a company logo right on it. Google Maps reliant, they've got weak review profiles, 0 agency competition. They hit pretty much every filter that we just covered, and then some. Oh, and quick note before somebody argues with me in the comments below. These aren't the best niches in the world. These are the easiest niches for a beginner to get traction with. That's a completely different thing. Now, if you happen to have a connection in another niche, like say a cousin in foundation repair or a buddy who does appliance repair, then you can pick from this second list instead. I'm gonna put it up on the screen now so you can pause, you can screenshot it, you can write it down, whatever you like. This gives you 30 more options, and the same 3 filters apply to all of them. But if you're still on the fence as you're watching this, just pick garage doors. Seriously, you can pick a different niche later. Right now, what you need is a list, not a soulmate. Now, before I get to the part that most people skip, which is the 3 warnings on this method, I want to flag the software piece really quickly. Building this list and tracking who you've messaged and sending the first outreach and automating the follow-ups and then actually delivering the service using copy and paste templates and push button automations, well, all of that lives inside one tool for me, and that's high level. I've got an extended trial linked in the descriptions below, plus the Agency OS templates that I use to set this whole thing up in about 30 minutes. This stops you from duct taping 6 different apps together and just gives you your prospect list and your CRM and your outreach all in one place. Anyway, the link's in the description. Grab the extended trial and the templates and they'll save you months of work. Okay, now let me come back to what I mentioned earlier, which was, Adam, what if I pick garage doors and then I'm stuck doing garage doors forever? Look, I get it. Nobody's vision board says garage door marketing empire. So here's the good news. Your first niche is your runway and not your destination, which means you're picking this niche because it's the fastest way to get to 3, then 5, then 10 paying clients. And once you've got those 3 or 5 or 10 paying clients, 2 things become true. First, you've got case studies. And second, you've got cash flow. And with those 2 things, you can move into any niche that you actually want. Med spas, real estate, AI startups, whatever. Or you could do the smart thing, which would be to just double down on the success that you're already having and turn those 3, 5, or 10 clients into 20 or 30 or 50. It launches you into an entirely new level of freedom and lifestyle and control and security, but it's your call. Okay, there's one more thing about this that doesn't get talked about nearly enough, which is that once you get your first or your next client in a boring niche, the second and third get way easier. Here's why. When you sign your first garage door company client, let's say, well, you can then confidently walk into or reach out to the next 10 garage door companies and say, I'm working with so-and-so, and here's what we've done in 60 days. Here's the screenshot of the new reviews and the missed calls that we captured that turned into customers. And that, my friend, is a completely different sales conversation than, trust me, I'm new. And because the system that you're going to be using to get these results is identical for every one of these businesses, you're not rebuilding anything. The high-level snapshot that you use for client number 1, the exact same snapshot that you load for clients 2 and 3 and so on. You just plug it in, hit go, and you're done. That's how you go from 1 client to 10 in about 90 days without rebuilding anything. You just keep stacking the same type of business in the same niche over again. 10 garage door companies at $500 a month is $5,000 a month in recurring revenue. 20 is $10,000. That's a full-time replacement income without quitting your day job until you're ready. But before we get to the action step, I've got 3 important warnings that I need to share with you about this method. Warning number 1, do not switch niches before you have at least 3 paying clients. Sadly, I see this all the time. Somebody picks garage doors, let's say, sends 8 messages on a Tuesday night, hears nothing by Thursday morning, and declares that the garage doors niche is dead. Then 6 days later, they switch to tree services. Then 6 days after that, they switch again. That is not a niche problem. That is a patience problem. So you got to pick one and stick with it for at least 60 days. The first 3 clients are the hardest ones in every single niche. After that, it stacks. Warning number 2, don't pick something because you're passionate about it. Passion comes from winning, not from the niche you choose. I can tell you from experience, it's very easy to be passionate about a boring niche that pays you $5K, $20K, $50K, or $100K a month. It's very hard to be passionate about a very exciting niche that pays you nothing. You'll get 1,000 times more passionate about garage doors after you sign your first $500 a month client than you ever will about your dream niche while you're still stuck at 0. Warning number 3, don't pick a red ocean niche like dentists or plumbers or chiropractors just because it feels safer. The reason it feels safer is because you recognize these businesses, but recognition isn't strategy. Every business owner in those familiar niches has heard the pitch 100 times. You'd be the 47th cold email in their inbox this week, maybe even this morning. That's not safer, that's just the business equivalent of ordering chicken fingers at every restaurant. So here's what you're doing tonight. Pick one of the 3 default niches: garage doors, tree services, or junk removal. Open High Level or Google Maps, type in your niche plus your town or any city that you want, as this strategy doesn't require you to be there. Then build a list of 50 businesses that hit those 2 checks. Under 50 reviews, no owner replies. And tomorrow, we start reaching out, but that's the next video. But none of that happens without the list. Now, if you want the high-level snapshot that I use for every one of these niches, the prospect tracker, the outreach automations, the review generating workflow, the AI receptionist that picks up every missed call while these owners are out on a job, it's all in the Agency OS templates linked in the description. Extended trials in there too, as well as a ton of other bonuses. So grab those, load the snapshot, and you've got the whole backend built before most people even finish researching niches. And once your list is built, the next step is the part that everybody's nervous about, that first message. This is why I broke down the exact word-for-word messages that I send in the video that I've got linked up right here. So feel free to tap or click that now. I'll see you in there in just a second.